Spoke to Sierra Leone's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Timothy Musa Kaba. Let's hear what he had to say.
We have a substantial number of Sierra Leoneans working in Lebanon, and with the escalation of the conflict in southern Lebanon, we are very concerned that our citizens are at the moment at the hotspot of the conflict. And as a government, and we're very much concerned, and we're working with partners such as the International Organization for Migration and other stakeholders of the government of Sierra Leone to ensure that our citizens are safe, and with the ultimate aim of repatriating our citizens to Sierra Leone.
How many of these citizens are we talking about, and what sort of communication have you given them since this escalation began?
We have a good number of Sierra Leoneans there. Some are undocumented immigrants, and some have gone through work programs. But, what has made it very difficult for us to jump in and take readily available actions is the fact that we do not have a direct trade employment agreement with Lebanon, which has made it very difficult for us to get statistics on the number of our folks that are working in Lebanon. We are now faced with a situation where we have to work with the leadership of the Sierra Leonean immigrant communities in Lebanon, and with the IOM and other international humanitarian organizations to establish where Sierra Leoneans are, to congregate them for repatriation. So government is in the country at the moment having meetings with multi-sectoral stakeholders such as the Ministry of Labor and Employment, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, which has the Immigration Department, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Ministry of Communication, to ensure that we send the right message to our citizens, and to also ultimately ensure that our citizens are safe, and in the event there's the possibility for their evacuation, we will repatriate them to Sierra Leone.
Minister, just so we and our audiences get this clear, we've been speaking to a domestic worker who's Sierra Leonean. She works in Beirut, and she says that the government has been of no help, and there has been no sort of communication or whatsoever with the government since this escalation began. What do you have to say to that?
Well, look, our citizens are dispersed across Lebanon. We're very aware that a huge number of our compatriots are in southern Lebanon, and we've been getting calls directly as Minister of Foreign Affairs, of course, my ministry, from some of our citizens. And so with the IOM that has got presence in Lebanon, we are coordinating.
So, Ms. Even, as you talk about these plans and partnerships with the various organizations to make this work, what would be your message to this domestic worker and the many other Sierra Leoneans who are feeling trapped in a foreign country?
For my fellow compatriots should know that the government and the people of Sierra Leone haven't forgotten about them. We're very concerned, and that they should ensure that they move away from the hotspots and move to areas that are identified as safe areas, so that when we get into Lebanon to get them repatriated, that we're able to meet them in safe areas.